Oh yeah. This something about Ryan's World's parents, and they finally got like what they deserved or whatever. Whatever this is crazy because I've been hearing like the downfall of Ryan might actually happen. They might actually let him retire, which would be crazy. It's finally his chance because this kid's been doing it for years. But yeah, this video is called Ryan's World's Parents Finally Got What They Deserved.
Ryan's World made his parents over $34 million at just 4 years old, but now 10 years later their entire empire is crumbling. A multi-million-dollar movie that completely flopped, being investigated by federal authorities for misleading children, and Ryan himself, now 13 years old, making it very clear he does not want to be doing this anymore. So when you look at everything his parents have done, this downfall, yeah, it feels very deserved. So let's break down how Shion and Loan Kaji built a billion-dollar YouTube empire off their own son, and how their own greed slowly destroyed it. So to understand how bad things got, you have to understand how it all began, because it didn't.
I remember when my little brother used to like watching Ryan's World videos, and like on certain days, it'd be a good video that would actually come up and I would sit there and just enjoy it too. Like his videos were pretty eye-catching to me as well. I don't know what it was, but like when he would be sitting there watching the video, I would sometimes be in there and then I get hooked on it a little bit too and I start watching it, which is crazy.
Start with greed. At least it didn't look like it. In 2015, Ryan is 3 years old and absolutely obsessed with YouTube. He's been watching channels like EvanTube HD, another channel run by a kid who unboxes toys and plays games, and he tells
Man, EvanTube, he got straight views off of just sitting at that table, opening some toys and saying his opinion and playing with it like a kid. Like that is so cool. Like that's just so authentic too. I like that. Like I genuinely like it when people are on here doing exactly what they want to do and just relaxing while they do it and not sit around here and try and build a whole character. Like just chill. Just be you. That's what I'm saying.
his mother he wants to do the same thing. His parents thought, why not? So his mother takes him to a toy store, he picks out a Lego train set, they film the whole thing, and for a while the channel grows slowly, nothing crazy, just a family having fun. And then came the video that changed everything. A giant Lightning McQueen surprise egg, packed with over 100 Disney card toys. Ryan's reaction is pure unfiltered excitement, the kind of joy that you genuinely cannot fake at 3 years old. The video goes on to accumulate over 1.2 billion views. Yes, I said that, billion.
1.2 billion views. Oh my goodness. And this is just for opening up a toy Lightning McQueen egg. That is crazy. Like, what? You can't even pull views like that just putting yourself on camera and doing a reaction video or anything like that. Like, you would have to do the most over-the-top Mr. Beast-esque video for that to work and get billions of views. Even Mr. Beast videos don't get billions, and let alone one of this kid's very first few videos gets 1.2 over the years. That's crazy.
This genuinely transformed the Kaji's family lives overnight. They went from a regular household in Texas into one of the biggest kid YouTube channels. And this was a very important moment right here, because at this point, Shion and Loan face a choice that every parent in their position has to face. Do you treat this as a wonderful, lucky moment that your child gets to enjoy, or do you look at these numbers, do the maths, see the potential, and start thinking about what comes next? And the Kajis made their choice pretty quickly, and took things very seriously. Within months of that video blowing up, the channel's growth became exponential. Brand deals came in, sponsorship offers.
I remember you couldn't go nowhere in a Walmart, like 2 feet in a Walmart without seeing his face on everything, doing that same. Like, you just couldn't. It was everywhere. Seeing that guy's face was literally everywhere. It was crazy. I used to want to be on toys like that when I was younger. And that's why I started a YouTube channel now. Because when I would see stuff like that, I would always be like, just cool to see stuff like that in general, honestly. But yeah, it's cool.
Merchandise proposals, and Shion and Loan, a structural engineer and a high school chemistry teacher, made the decision to quit their jobs entirely and go all in on Ryan. On the surface, this may sound like supportive parenting, backing your kid, believing in them, but look at what they actually built, and this kind of framing falls apart very fast. They formed Sunlight Entertainment, a full production company. At its peak, the operation employed over 30 people. If you think about it, it's very crazy. 30 people on full salaries, benefits, production costs and equipment, a massive financial machine that needed constantly feeding. And there was only one person whose name was above the door, Ryan Karji, a literal child. At their peak, the Karjis were running more than 10 channels simultaneously, and across those channels they were producing up to 25 videos every single week. Which, if you really think about it, is kind of sad. Ryan went from being another ordinary child to a superstar. His professional filming sets, lighting rigs, camera equipment, props everywhere. His home stopped being a home and became a workplace, and his entire life became
Parents of children who play Roblox.
Always getting ads. That's getting annoying. But yeah.
Life, breakfast, playtime, trips to the stores became content. Everything he did was filmed and monetized. And at this point, it started to look like Ryan wasn't enjoying the life of a child. His parents were using him as a cash cow. So by
he was like a TV character in his own life, which is crazy. Like, it's cool because, I mean, like, they're getting paid from it, but, like, at a certain point and a certain time, it has to be like, is he really enjoying this anymore? You know? Like, does he really want this anymore?
2018, Ryan Karji was the highest paid creator on YouTube. Not the highest paid child creator, literally the most earned on the entire platform. $26 million in a single year. And he was just 7 years old. And he continued to hold that title again in 2019 and in 2020. 3 consecutive years as the highest earning person on the platform. And this wasn't only from YouTube. This came from the empire of products that included Walmart toy lines, Colgate toothpaste collaborations,
like, I remember when I used to want some of this kid's toys. Like, that is crazy. It's full circle now. And he's younger than me. And I was sitting here like, I want to have his stuff. Like, that is still awesome to me. And, like, I think at a certain point, he did enjoy doing this. But now I feel like he does still enjoy YouTube. But I feel like he may want to pivot. Like, change it to his age now, because like they still have him acting like he did 2 years ago at the age he is now. So I mean, I just think he'll probably want to pivot, get to a point where he can record and do stuff as he is now older, and you know, do older content.
Mobile games, Macy's Thanksgiving parade balloon, and many, many more. But with all these numbers about how much money they were making started coming out, things started to become very weird. Because when you think about it, $1 billion brand built on a child's face and a child's labor, well, there's no guarantee that this money will ever become his. Unlike child actors in Hollywood, who have had earning protections in place since California passed the Coogan Law back in 1939, child influencers had virtually no legal protection at all. Every single dollar Ryan generated legally belonged to his parents. All of it. Ryan had no trust fund being set aside and no legal guardian protecting his financial interests.
Now that is true. That could end up becoming a problem in the future, and like to where Ryan has basically no money at all and his parents are still making money or still have money and are keeping money off of him. Now, I would hope that they had set up something for him to where he could have some of his money when he is of age. But people get real greedy when it comes to money. Like, people will do almost anything for it. So, I have no idea. I hope that it didn't loosen his parents' morals. I feel like money just amplifies who you are. Like, if you are a good person, it may amplify that. If you're a bad, it'll amplify that. But I think that the right way to go would to be to set him up something like basically however much money you make a month, put some of that away for him that you guys cannot touch. It's his. Can't touch it at all. That's the way I think it should go.
literally nothing. He was the golden goose and the cage had no laws around.
And yeah, his sisters, it's like they're gonna do it all over again. They're the new characters. They made stuff for his sisters too. Like they have two superhero characters in their whole character thing. They're something Elle and Kate, I think was their name. But yeah, they're gonna just redo it all over again with the new faces whenever Ryan is completely out of it.
And things only continued to get worse. As the channel grew and the business scaled up, the content changed. Because what started as a kid genuinely playing with toys he loved, slowly, quietly shifted into something else entirely. His videos had sponsored segments, brand deals were sneakily added into videos, and products were placed into Ryan's hands. Toys, food items, toothpaste, games, and Ryan would play with them, react to them, endorse them. And his audience, which is of course mostly toddlers and preschoolers between the ages of 2 and 6, had absolutely no idea to understand what was happening. Think about the audience for a second. These are children who still believe in the Tooth Fairy, Santa, and so on. Children who cannot read. Children who literally look at Ryan as a kid just like them. Excited and happy and relatable, trusting him completely. When Ryan picks up a toy and says he loves it, those kids believe him. Then they go to their parents and ask for that exact toy. But the massive problem here was, these ads weren't disclosed. They were built into the play. There was no clear label, no separation between what videos were Ryan actually enjoying something and just an advertisement. And it wasn't long before critics, parents, consumer advocates, child psychologists started raising the alarm that this was not ethically right. And it was potentially illegal. So in 2019, the Federal Trade Commission and the New York Attorney General launched one of the largest digital enforcement actions in American history. The target is Google and YouTube. The charge is violating COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, by collecting personal data from children without parental consent.
Oh, so is that when they what's it called? Had the thing where it's required to put, if you have a paid sponsorship like in the top corner of your videos? Because I didn't know if that had anything to do with that or not. Maybe that doesn't. I don't know. Maybe not.
That data to serve targeted advertisements. The fine was $170 million, $136 million to the FTC, and $34 million to the New York Attorney General, the largest COPPA settlement ever recorded. And it was so big because YouTube knew what they were doing. Everyone knows that these children's channels are watched primarily by young children, but rather than treating those viewers as a protected class they legally were, YouTube served them targeted ads based on behavioral tracking data. Web cookies following children across the internet, personal data being harvested from kids who were barely old enough to hold a tablet, all to maximize ad revenue. The ruling forced immediate changes to the platforms. Comments were disabled across children's content, targeted advertising was severely restricted, and crucially, YouTube's recommendation algorithm was recalibrated to stop aggressively promoting kids' channels the way it had been. For the Kawjis, the impact was catastrophic. Loan confirmed it herself in an interview. They lost 70% of their revenue practically overnight.
So after the target ad was removed, our revenue went down by 70%. After just that day. So
what was this day for people that don't have context?
Okay, so the FTC, I guess, prohibited the target ads for the made for kids content from YouTube after a certain point, and that the target ad it takes the big role on the YouTube, and after that point, that's the majority of the revenue.
It's crazy seeing his dad act like a normal person. Like, I remember his dad just being a total child, like on camera with him. I remember that. Like, it's crazy to see him just acting normal.
The ad revenue. So after that was taken out from the kids content, we lost revenue of 70%.
And when you think about it, this destroyed the operation of Sunlight Entertainment. They had 30 employees, multiple channels, and so many production costs. And now overnight, 2/3 of its previous income completely disappears. And this had an effect on Ryan, because this meant the financial pressure went up, which meant they had to pump out more content, take more brand deals, and do literally everything for an extra penny. And around this same time, the Kawjis rebranded Ryan Toys Review to Ryan's World.
So the bad news is there will be no more Ryan's Toys Review. But the good news is that we're still gonna make videos! Yay! We're just gonna change the channel name, and now it's gonna be called Ryan's World! We're changing the channel name because we don't just do toy videos, we do science experiments, and we do challenges like the floor is lava.
It was framed as the channel growing and evolving, but behind the scenes it was more damage control, an attempt to distance the brand from controversy and make it look less commercial. But then came issues that no rebrand or money could fix, because Ryan, he was growing up. The kids who had discovered him at 4 and
Right, like look at him. He's so much older now. And they're still having him play with these little toys that I promise you he does not enjoy anymore. But hey, he's getting that bag, I guess.
5 years old were now preteens. They'd moved on to gaming channels, to social media, and to other content that actually reflected their age. They weren't watching toy unboxings anymore, and Ryan's peers, other kids his age, weren't interested in watching a 12-year-old pretend to be excited about toys designed for 5-year-olds.
One of y'all please tell me why in the freak is Ryan World still making video? If y'all don't recognize who this dude is right here, and yes I'm saying dude, he's a grown man, I'm gonna show you something real quick. This is him back in 2018. I remember as a kid I used to see his videos all over the place. I'm like, yo, this little kid's making a lot of money. Bro, he has 39 million subs, and back in the day he was pulling 2 billion, 1.2 billion, 400 million, 461 million. He was Mr. Beast before Mr. Beast. I recently saw this video on my timeline, and in 2025 he is still making videos. So I went on a search to figure out why. He does not want to make videos, at least from what I've heard. Apparently, bro, his parents is forcing him to make videos, and you're asking why? I'm gonna show you. Lil bro has an estimated net worth of $100 million, and this is probably not even all his money, because you know the net worth doesn't get all your money.
Comments started appearing under her videos. His voice is deeper than mine now. How is he still doing this? Former
Right,
fans
it's
saying they
crazy.
used to be jealous of his life, and now they were grateful to be normal kids. And this continued to platforms like TikTok, where people made memes about him, which got millions of views. And here's the massive issue that Ryan's parents had created. Their entire brand, the merchandise, the partnerships, pretty much the whole channel identity, was built on a specific image, a cheerful, excitable young Ryan. But now that he's grown up, they won't let him change his content or step back and explore his own interests. No, that's too big of a financial risk. They're still gonna make him unbox toys at 13 years old, even though his audience doesn't want to see that anymore and Ryan doesn't want to do that anymore. So
Music is one of
Like he's gonna become a whole new like character for his parents' thing. I just hope he gets to do his own thing, like eventually, like make his own channel, do his own thing. But I just feel like they're never gonna let him do that, which is the sad part.
pushed harder. More uploads, more recycled content. They began just reposting old videos, running live streams on repeat, and chasing whatever ad revenue was still available from the shrinking audience still tuning in. They even tried new stuff such as gaming content and educational challenges to chase Ryan's older audience, but they were all flopping, pulling a fraction of the views the old content used to generate, with commenters even pointing it out and calling it very forced and cringe. By 2023, Ryan had fallen from 1st to 17th on YouTube's highest earning list, the same list he topped for 3 years running. And everyone could see it. Ryan's world was slowly falling apart. And his parents, rather than acknowledging that, they just kept pumping out the videos. And if there's one
Crazy thing is that still realistically he is pretty big. Like realistically and like numbers wise, he's still pretty big.
moment that crystallizes exactly what Ryan's life looks like behind the brand, it's his podcast appearance. Ryan is the guest. He's been brought on to talk about his life, his channel, his experiences, but watch the dynamic and it becomes deeply uncomfortable very quickly.
Like, Ryan, are you going to keep making YouTube videos, given your interest to be an animator and maybe go behind the camera, like as you get older?
I think I will.
Like look at that. That guy right there. His dad, mom and dad. As soon as they ask Ryan a question about what Ryan wants to do, both of them look dead at him in his eyes. Like, you know you're going to make more videos, right? You know what we talked about in the car. You're going to make more videos. So that's what we said. Like, that's what we said. Don't forget it. YouTube. I love YouTube. That's what you want to say. Don't forget.
Keep going for a while, yeah.
His parents are there
Good job. Good job.
and they do the vast majority of the talking. And when Ryan does speak, which was very rare, he looks at them first in a way that looks like he's asking, is this okay? Am I saying the right thing? And when he's asked whether he enjoys making content, his answer is very careful, of course looking at his parents, and not long until his parents interrupt him. But as you can probably tell by the clip I just played you, what Ryan said in that interview was that the version of his life that he enjoyed is over. He doesn't enjoy playing with toys or unboxing them anymore, and he wants to do something that normal teenagers do. Go play sports, play video games, hang out with his friends, go to the movies, whatever. But publicly, he's not allowed to say that or do that. But guess what? His parents heard all of that, and what was their response? Well, they decided to make a movie. So let's go over the Ryan's World movie disaster.
That movie was terrible. Like, I've seen clips of that movie. It's garbage. I don't even know how they got that in theaters. Like, that is the worst movie I have ever seen. Like, it is bad.
The Titan Universe Adventure, a $10 million budget, major promotional push, with it being positioned as the brand's evolution beyond YouTube, proof that Ryan's World could compete in mainstream entertainment. Well, long story short, it made $600,000 at the box office, losing $9.4 million.
Like, that was the biggest waste of $10 million ever. Like, what did they put the money to? Like, did the parents basically just take the budget and then put half of it in their own pockets? Like, I don't understand. Like, what was the point in spending $10 million on a movie like that?
What got us out of Dark Titan's lair? You need us.
She has a point.
How's this for a point? I'm the big brother, I know best, and I'm in charge.
Theatre staff across multiple countries reported screenings with 0 attendees, not low, literally 0. And by the third weekend, films with essentially no marketing budget were outperforming it. The IMDb score settled at 1.8 out of 10, one of the lowest ratings of the entire year across any film in any genre, and audiences described it as a cash grab that failed to even succeed as a cash grab. It was a YouTube quality production that had no business being projected onto cinema screens. And if you really think about it, it makes no sense. Ryan's World is older, yet they want to make a movie about him opening toys or whatever. And then when you even take a look at the channel analytics, his views have dropped. So now you want to make a movie with a massive budget? Of course it's not going to make money if your YouTube videos aren't making money. And this movie was more than just money burnt. It removed any remaining doubt about where the brand stood. This was a public, documented and irrefutable confirmation that Ryan's World had lost its audience completely, and that his parents were still spending money they no longer had trying to pretend otherwise. But their next move, it was even sadder and pretty much disgusting. As Ryan began appearing less in content, probably because he was very tired, flat, and going through those normal teenage emotions we all went through, the camera shifted onto his sisters.
Right, like Ryan became more of a side character, and like they're like, you see how like even in this camera shot, like think about it, they're in the middle more so. Ryan is kind of like, he's the face. Oh, we know who this guy is, but oh, who are these little girls? Like, who are they? But he's like on the side now, which is, I guess,
Emma and Kate. They are 7 years old and they became the stars of the show. First alongside Ryan, and then slowly over time without him. They now have their own animation series, their own dedicated content, and their own merchandise and toys. As you can imagine, the internet's reaction was furious because everyone recognized exactly what they were watching. Ryan had made his parents millions of dollars, and the moment he started showing signs of not being interested anymore, his parents decided to keep the machine going and started using his sisters instead. Same playbook, same house, but just different kids. Comments flooded in saying, Ryan made you money, and they're already moving on to the next siblings. It's sad, as it seems like this cycle of the Kaji parents using their children will never end. But there was some light at the end of the tunnel. because slowly legislators started acting. Illinois passed a kid influencer protection law in 2023, one of the first of its kind, requiring parents who profit from their children's online content to set aside a percentage of those earnings into a protected trust that the child can access when they turn 18. California followed with its own version of the legislation shortly. Washington State introduced similar protections after. And it's good that these laws were added because it's the exact gap the Kawski's exploited. And Ryan Kowski is the reason these laws now exist. His name will never appear in them, but the gap they were designed to close has his story written all over it. And the thing is, Ryan's story isn't new. It's just new in the social media world. But previously, the pattern has always stayed the same.
Imagine being able to...
Okay, if I get another ad, like, I'm serious. I don't want to see any more ads. Like, please. I'm tired of all these ads. Because I'm trying to watch a video and they want to give me ads. Like, no.
Culkin made his parents millions from Home Alone and spent years in legal battles trying to protect his own money. He's spoken openly as an adult about the psychological cost of childhood spent working. You could then look at the Olsen twins. They built a billion-dollar empire from early childhood, and the moment they had legal controls over their own careers, they both walked away from acting entirely and have rarely looked back. There's a lot of these stories, and they all follow the same pattern. A talented child with parents who see an opportunity to make money with insufficient protections, and then later down the line, an adult who eventually has to reckon with what their childhood actually was. Ryan,
I feel like the best way to, if your child, like if you see your child is good at one thing when they're younger, is let them do it, but don't immediately turn it into like we need to make money off of this. Like, just let them do it, let them flesh it out, and then they'll eventually come around. But I don't think it needs to be push them into this. We'll be your managers and we'll manage it all for you. You make us money and just keep going. Because when they get older, they're going to eventually hate it and never do it again. But I feel like if you want to see them actually succeed in it, just support them in what they're doing. That's it. I feel like it shouldn't be money this, money that. Just support is what it needs to be.
He's only 13. His reckoning is still coming. So now you guys might be wondering, where is Ryan now and what is he doing? Well, the family relocated from Texas to Hawaii in 2021 with Ryan attending a private school. And from what we've seen on social media, his daily life now involves tennis, skateboarding, swimming, and a massive love for animation. He's officially listed as a creative director at Sunlight Entertainment, which in practice means occasional voiceover work and brief on-camera appearances when the brand needs him. And the Ryan's World channel still carries his name, the merchandise and all the toys still carry his face, but Ryan himself seems to be quietly, carefully building a life that exists outside of this social media world. He wants to do...
Honestly, that is a breath of fresh air seeing that he's actually doing something he wants to do. Like that skateboarding thing, he's actually doing good at that, and I'm glad he's enjoying it.
Animation, he said it multiple times in interviews.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do because like the drawing and then like at the end you get to see the whole thing and see what you've like worked on the whole time. And like sometimes I can see like the drafts first, and then after I can see like the full thing. And it's really cool to see how it changes over time.
Yeah, you were in the front.
He wants to create on his own a behind the camera series. And honestly, given everything he's been through, that desire makes complete sense. He spent his entire life being directed, managed, packaged, and literally sold. So it makes sense now he wants to do everything on his own. He must love the freedom, or must desire the freedom, because he's only 13. He doesn't have freedom yet. So let me know guys' thoughts of Ryan's World and his entire empire crumbling. Were his parents in?
He looks a lot older than 13. Like, he looks about 14, 15. Like, he looks like my age. Like, I don't think he does not look 13. Maybe testosterone is, I guess, a lot higher in this generation, but I don't know. He does not look 13
The
to me.
wrong, or was it right to capitalize off a child who made them a lot of money? And what do you think Ryan's World is?
Well, that was a good video. I think his parents' heart was in the right place in the beginning, but then they started seeing those dollar signs and they were like, money, money. But like, I think if you were to do the child actor or like child success thing, you can't force it. I think that's just how it goes. Don't force it. They'll want it if they want it. If they don't, they don't. Don't force them into it. Like when I have a child eventually, and you know, when I do blow up on YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that, I'm not gonna push my children into doing this. I wouldn't do that. Like if they want to come on camera, they can, but I'm not gonna push them to do it. Like they'll see me do it, they'll maybe eventually in their life come around to doing it. And if they don't, that's fine. They'll find their own path. That's what I think. Like we all have to have time to find our own path. Like just as easy as somebody could say, you didn't know what you were thinking, you were a little kid, we wouldn't let you do that. They could say the same thing about these little talent things. You didn't know what you wanted, you were a little kid, we shouldn't have put you, like made you push to do that. If you get what I'm saying, like kind of getting where I'm coming from. But yeah, YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1K. Sub up to the Twitch. Stay happy, stay peaceful, love God. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.